Okay, hi everybody. My name is Jennifer, and I want to come to you today and share my eczema story. It is Eczema Awareness Month, and I decided this is probably the perfect time to kind of share something that I've been very silent about. If you're not really like a close friend to me or a family member that comes over a lot, either you see it or you don't. It's been something that's been like there for the past like 3 years, and so I'm just gonna get into that. So it started about when I was in the third grade, and I remember having like something on the back of my like legs, and it was itching, and I showed my friend it because she had eczema too. And then I showed her, she was like, don't scratch it, it just only makes it worse. And it's like, little did I know that advice would like literally, ignore my ratchet nose, that advice would literally follow me for like a long time, and it'd be something that I use. So third grade passes. Throughout middle school, I'm getting like small patches here and there and all that stuff on my skin, and it's like, okay, I'm using the ointment that the doctor's giving me, and it's flat, but the skin discoloration is still there. So yeah, whatever. So then around, it was like freshman year, it just started to get like bad. So it started to get bad, and it's like somebody told my mom that I should use cortisone and stuff, and she got that for me. So I started using that, and it was just like, oh my gosh, where has this thing been my whole life? And it was just perfect. So freshman year, I did end up moving from my house into something smaller, and that's when my skin just went like berserk. I started getting more of the flare-ups and stuff, and I think it's because the house had carpet, and it had been like kind of closed off for a couple of years. So it was just like, it's not as much like circulation of the natural air from the outside. I feel like that had something to do with it, and the carpet was dirty, and so I feel like that triggered a lot of my allergies and stuff. So did that, just using the cortisone. Then when was it? It was sophomore year, and I just remember being in English class, and then like I wore a jacket, and my arm was just like bleeding. It was like pimpled, like bumps on my arms, and it was just like I would go underneath with like a napkin in my jacket, and I'd put it, and it would just be like blood and like pus like filled things, and I was just like, what is this crap or whatever. So anyways, my arm is like throbbing the whole day. And I called my sister. She came to pick me up. Then I came straight into my room when I got home. Like literally, I turned on the heater, and then I just went straight up to the room and stuff. I put like this big comforter on me, and it was just like, I'm just trying to keep warm. It just was amazing. So then my mom came home, and she was like, like, are you okay? Do you want to go to the emergency room and stuff? So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, let's go. So before that, I forgot to mention this part. Before that, I had my friend, I had showed her my skin and stuff. I was like, oh, like, how does my skin look and stuff? And she was like, oh, you look burnt and stuff. And I mean, of course, I was just like, oh my god. I mean, I did ask her, but when she said that, I was like, whoa, no way. And then from that point on, I legit just wore like long sleeves for the rest of my life, up until now, sometimes. Okay, anyways, ignore that. But yeah, so then she was like, she has that, and her doctor gave her something. She'll bring the cream for me or whatever, because she doesn't use it anymore. So she brought it for me. I used it. Then that's when like my arm had the like pus like filled things on it and stuff, and it was just like, oh, okay. So then I get to the hospital, and then the nurse asked me, what did I use? And then we forgot it at the house, so my sister went to go get it. Then when she told her, she was like, this shouldn't have given you a reaction. That nurse was like, oh my gosh, it looks like you got the heebie-jeebies. And I'm just like, don't you guys have like kind of ethical classes where it's like you don't say stuff to certain patients because it's like you don't know what they're going through? Like, I know that my arm looks disgusting, but you don't have to be so extra about it. Anyways, so then she's like, this shouldn't have caused a reaction. So then there was a doctor from like another country or something like that, and he took a sample from my arm, and then he tested it. Then he came back. He was like, you have a staph infection and stuff. So it was like a staph thingy on my arm. And he was like, I'm gonna have to stay. So during my stay at the hospital, the nurse would do like, I would take a shower, I would get out, then she would have like a warm towel, put it on my skin, put the ointment, put something else, and just to kind of have it so moisturized all the time. I asked the doctor, I was like, so like, when is my skin gonna like go back to like the same color? That literally was my only concern, guys, I promise you. I was just like, I want my skin to be like the same color, because I am so discolored, like it makes no sense. I'm like over that part, but it took a while. So then that's when she was like, it's just like your skin has to get back to its normal health. So you just have to wait on that. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll wait on that and stuff. So then I'm using the triamcinolone ointment and just using it after I left the hospital. And then that's when like I was like, if I could get this like in a big jar, this would be awesome, or so I thought. So then my mom knew this doctor. At the time I didn't have insurance or whatever. My mom knew this doctor. We went and he was like, it doesn't come in a bigger thing than this. I could prescribe something stronger to you if you would like. So I'm like, okay, let's do stronger. Like, let's do stronger. So he prescribed something stronger. I put it on. It was like $60 something. I put it on. Like the next day I felt nothing. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm finished. I'm not using none of these things anymore. It makes no sense because it just keeps coming back. I'm finished. So from that point on, I just did not use any of the ointments. And from that point on, my life legit became a living hell. Like, I've experienced hell at firsthand, and it's fucking crazy. So, it's like, my body just started to go berserk. Like, I started getting more flare-ups. I started to have eczema in places I never had them. It was indescribable. Like, I had insomnia. My hair was falling out. I didn't have any hair on my legs. Any like hair like on my arms, that was non-existent. What else happened? When I would like lay down and stuff, like my body temperature would literally be so hot. Like, it would literally be so hot. My body was just like purging out every single toxin I have ever put in that moment. And in that moment, it was just like, wow. And the crazy thing is like this process is called topical steroid withdrawal, and I didn't even know I was actually going through it. So one day I'm on Instagram and I'm like going through eczema pictures. That's all I did was eczema research. Legit, stay in my room, eczema research, just reading. So then I found an Instagram page and he had pictures of different like skin things or whatever. And then he was like, oh, so then I was like, damn, that kind of looks like my skin. So I was like, okay, let me just ask. So I sent him a picture of my skin, and then he goes, oh yeah, you're definitely going through topical steroid withdrawal. And then when he said that, like, I swear my life changed because it just made so much sense. And I started reading into it, and it's like, it's a process of when your body purges out all of the steroids and it's just trying to re-heal itself in that natural kind of way. I went to another doctor. He gave me these pills called methylprednisolone, and then he had his own like little natural like soap line and stuff. I used that. But for the most part, everything was just like, whatever. And at the time I went to an allergist, and he had told me that, so I was talking to the guy, he was like, don't use what they're telling you because that's just going to set you back off track and stuff. So I'm like, wow, okay. So then I just kept on pushing through. But by that time, I was like, kind of like, not in the early stages, because if I was in the early stages, I honestly probably would have just given up, because that right there, that process right there is just like really just a moment where you truly are tested in your strength. Like, you don't know how strong you are until you go through topical steroid withdrawal. Like, it's a moment. It's like it's really hard, because you have people saying one thing in your ear and then saying another in your next, and you're battling with yourself like, am I doing enough, or could I be doing more? Like, should I just use the steroids? Should I just give into whatever? And when you you're like, you know what, my body's already pushing this out for a reason. Like, I'm just going to try and be stronger than I, need to be and stuff. So then I just discovered, like, in that moment or whatever, like a couple weeks after and stuff, after that moment, I discovered this thing called Metaderm, and it's an organic, natural care line lotion for people who have eczema and psoriasis. And they were like a new company at the time and stuff, and I started using their things, and it was just like perfect. It was just like perfect. For the most part, it's just like you cannot heal your body from the outside in, it's from the inside out. So I've taken so many different pills and stuff, and I want to do a separate video with like a list of all the things that I use, because just the lotion, it's good, but if you could double team, like really kind of like put all that work and that strength into your body, like it'll be just a victory for you. But the biggest healing is really going to be time, and it's as hard as it's really hard to encourage somebody to go through this, but it's like you have to. Like, if you don't go through that time and that patience that you need to, it's just like your skin is never going to be where it needs to be. You have to stop using the steroids. I feel, some people it helps, but for the most part, somebody like me, it just wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing. I wasn't supposed to use the steroids. I found something better, and it just helped. It's just like, you see, I can't even talk because of like, this was like a 3-year thing, and I was in high school. Like, I don't even, like, my friends are probably watching this like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you went through this. But it's a tough thing, and it can be so hard to like just try to keep up and just be like, you know what, I can do this, and you have to keep on telling yourself that you can. And it's just like, the first step to your healing will be when you stop using those steroids, and in that moment you will thank yourself. And I know it's really just a hard journey. Like, nothing can really prepare you for it, but it's just kind of like, as long as you took the first step to like not use the ointments, it's just like, okay, you're getting somewhere. And with that, you can just keep on pushing yourself. People with eczema, and if you have any type of skin disease and disorder, it's just like, what it's like to just like feel like, wow, my skin runs my life. I act all based off of my skin. I can't go to this place because I don't feel comfortable in my skin, or what I'm wearing. I can't wear that. I don't want to go to the beach with my friends. I can't, you find yourself in simple things that you want to do that you don't do. I didn't go outside for like a whole freaking year, like legit. And it was just kind of like, you don't find yourself, you're not confident. It's just so much. But where I am right now, it's beautiful, and I just really want so many people to come to that level. And I read an article the other day, and this boy like killed himself because of his skin, and it's just like really, really sad, because it's just kind of like, people can sympathize with you, but you have to empathize with somebody to really understand where they're coming from. It's not something easy. Like, my skin isn't perfect till this day. I have this, and but it's like, I'm way better than I was before, like extremely better than I was before. You can kind of see that darkness and that discoloration, but for the most part, like, I'm wearing like a crop top, and you can be there too. And I just really hope that my journey can help people. And I want to give a list of the products, and maybe you could try them. And if you ever do need someone to talk to, like, I'm here. I am here 24/7. It's just like such a battle that you just have to like really you're not alone. You are not alone. And even if you don't have eczema, if you suffer from acne or any type of skin thing, it's like, talk to people. Even if you guys don't have the same thing, you guys can compare. And it's just like, that journey for me has really helped me. It's made me stronger in everything that I do. Yeah. So I didn't mean to like get like all kind of sad and stuff, but it is Eczema Awareness Month, and I just wanted to take this time to share my story with you all. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will do another video with all the stuff that I used during my journey. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them below. If I was nervous, this is my first video, but for the most part, please share this video if you know anybody with any skin disease or eczema. It is Eczema Awareness Month, so yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.